digital, film, red phone.
Hey everybody, welcome to Cameras and Credit Cards episode 16. We're mixing it up. We've been telling the story chronologically. This happened, and this happened, and this happened. And I think we've been a little bit ignoring the emotional subtext. It's a story about two friends making a movie. And I think we've been telling that. But I don't think we've been telling that why. I think it's in order to make their mark on the world and to prove to the world that they're artists. And I think we've been a little bit neglecting that. So over the next couple weeks, I'm going to explore how we should tell the third arc. How they get to LA, they're editing the film, and they go to Sundance. And they show the film. And I'm going to explore this footage, figure out what tells that story, and then I'm going to put it out and ask to you what's emotionally touching, what's confusing, what you'd like to see more of. And together we're going to craft a final piece. So, first off, I've just edited like a 5-minute sequence, to introduce the initial conflicts in LA. It could be a possible opening to some sort of final piece. We could scrap it and record narration. Either way, it can introduce to you guys what's going on. So, I'm going to roll it.
Where are we? LA. We are editing the movie.
So why did you figure you had, I mean, did you have to come out here, or couldn't you have,
That's true.
You have to come out here. Tough decision too. I mean, your wife was back in.
Well, I know that. Yeah, that's tough. The family was at home. My baby was born, my boy was born 2 weeks before production. And I won't be there. Can't do that for the beginning. So yeah, did I have to? My wife says no, but the thing is this. It's the movie, it's what I was trying to get done for so long. And the analogy I gave to my wife is, say I opened up a garage. You say, well, I'll just go sit around at home or something, or do something else and let someone else operate it. It doesn't work out that well. I'm at Westwood Motors, right on the corner of Olympic and Barrington. It's a good place. I'm working part-time, trying to make a little bit of extra money while we're doing the movie, while we're doing post-production here.
What are you doing here?
Just doing some small repairs, oil change, repairing tires, rotation, just small things, like I did over the other garage. And that's about it. We're gonna have an insert shoot on Monday. This is going to be a substitute for a Rochester Police Department car. It's white, all we need is white here. To be on top, we're gonna put beacons here, and it'll look like it's a Rochester Police Department vehicle. And why not? This is independent filmmaking. I can use it, so I'm gonna capitalize.
I just want to see it work first, if we can get it to a level where it's making sense, and then, and if it doesn't.
Okay, I'm just going to start replacing all of these shots with him in the white shirt.
And if we can go straight cuts without music.
All right.
Key, Joe. Key.
In and out lube.
In and out loop.
It's just hysterical.
So he's covered into the edit suite all built up.
Covered in oil. Especially the first day he'd spent there. He had stepped on a grate and the grate flipped, so he had like dropped down a foot in oil and it had splashed up all over him.
And his shoes.
And everything he touched, I went and I touched him like that, and then my hands were just covered in grease. He was...
So what's the Wednesday night club? So these guys are actively gonna give you some feedback, or is this something you do often?
They don't mention the word Wednesday Night Club.
Oh, okay.
Because that's a trade secret.
Oh dear.
And I'll get sanctioned if anybody else uses the term Wednesday Night Club.
There's this Wednesday night club, which are a bunch of UCLA homosexuals, I guess. I don't know what they're just douche bombs. And this Wednesday night club. No, I guess it's
Actually,
just.
told him we can't say Wednesday Night Club was good sanctioned. We say that.
Oh, you get sanctioned.
Whatever that means.
Big Scott. What are they gonna do to? But his colleagues. Who is it? Niels Mueller, Brad Sibberlein, Alexander Payne. Although Alexander Payne won't be there because he's in Greece. Some other guy, Terry, I think his name is. A couple other guys from his colleagues that he is. He respects their opinion and he wants to show them that he did some good work. So he's nervous. He doesn't know how they're going to react. And he's always like that before he shows his film anyways. He can't sit through it while it's being screened. Hey Mike, this is Chris from Whitetail. Listen, I'm getting pissed now. I really am. I really am. I just got off the phone with Chris Dorr, and he went over the budget with me on what I have done for the insert shoot, and he started telling me that if there are any overages that I'm going to have to pay for them out of my own pocket right now, so we don't get into the holdback at all. And I don't think I'm going to get over budget anyways. I think I'm going to bring it lower, but I'm just pissed at what's happening, where I'm responsible myself personally, where I've put all the money into it already, and I've got to put more money in if it's over. All I have to do is work at the garage and then pay for the overages myself again. It's not fair, and I'm getting pissed off at all this now. And I don't know, just give me a call back whenever you can. I'll be in and out, so you may not be able to find me. Bye. This fucking piece of shit.
What?
Fucking.
Anyway, I think that does a good job kind of introducing everybody to what's going on. I think it does a good job at exposition, really. But I had difficulty condensing all the info. So I'm not sure if anyone was confused by anything. I kind of know everything that's happening. So it's hard to separate myself from the editing process and see that's confusing and see I'm leaving out information. So if anyone's confused by anything, I'd really like to know that. Is there anything you want to see more of? I like some of that stuff with Chris in the garage, and I cut a lot of it out. But there's a bunch more footage that people could see. And what do you guys think about narration? I really like the cinema verite style and no narration style. But it could be easier to get the point across and get the information across with narration. Next, I'm going to show some interview bits. We have 2 interview bits. The first is a bit with Chris, talking about the strengths of the movie. The second is Bob, talking about his hopes and his dreams and what he wants to get out of the film. How his life should continue after it. And that felt really genuine, really heartfelt to me. So I think this could be a cool piece right as they're prepping to go to Sundance and they're finishing up the film. I'll roll those now.
Points and the strong points of the film right now. Where it stands, and what do you think, what kind of work do you think you want to see done in the next 2 weeks?
The strong point of the film, obviously, the strongest point is the look of the motion picture. And that, that is number one, it's Manganelli. I think Manganelli, as a filmmaker, I knew this is the type of filmmaking he does. The directorial aspect of the movie, the way it's shot, it's Manganelli's work. It's his signature. It's his eye. That's how he works. That's what I invested in. So that's number one. Number two would be, I'd say, Kolka and myself for getting things together in order and giving Manganelli the tools to make this motion picture. So then, we have strong performances from Terry Lean. We have, we have good performances from John and from Michael Zelniker that work. The whole thing, it was, and we have other actors in the motion picture that did well. The story is not clear. That's the hard part about the movie. That's the weakness of the movie. It's not clear, but there is a story, and it's getting clearer, and this is the whole idea about Final Cut, and we're trying to clarify so much, and there's a way of doing it, and I think we're going to have that done. We've already started talking about it, something. We've already added scenes that previously were cut and changed scenes around to make them work in the film, to give more clarity to the film, and now they're going into a direction where I think they'll clarify even more with maybe a voiceover, the understanding of how the video diary is going to be worked in the motion picture, is going to be an entity in itself, and there's also going to be a voiceover of John Mellencamp to make his character a little bit stronger and also to clarify some things. Potentially this movie has a lot to offer. Doesn't look like a $1.4 million movie. It looks like a lot bigger budget, $10–20 million. I was saying that from the beginning, that we were going to do something like that. And so...
A lot of sweat equity.
But it's a poetic movie also. It's poetic, so it's subtle, and that's where the clarity issue happens. And when you have a film like that, you know, you're always going to struggle with a story to try to have people, you know, understand what's happening. But I think it's getting clearer and clearer, and I think it'll be solved. By the 15th, it'll be solved. Everything will happen. People will be able to understand it, and it's not going to hit them in the face. It's not going to be a, you know, freaking Jurassic Park, or, you know, Saving Private Ryan or something like that, where ding, it's just thrown to you, and you know, you have to do is sit there. It's not going to be like that, but it'll be clear, and it'll work. It better. Otherwise, we're screwed. That's it.
If the next year unfolds even close to how you would like it to unfold, what are some of those things that you think, as far as like a timeline, you know, some of the things that you'd like to see happen here in the next year?
Well, I'd like what do I want? Well, I'd like to earn money. I mean, I'd like to take all of this and be perceived as someone who's an asset enough that you'd actually pay them. You know, they see this and they go, "Wow, this is a voice. This is, you know, this is worth, you know, it's like you're in, I guess, every baseball player, you know, is in the minors, and then, you know, their goal is to get up to the plate in the majors. So that's what I'd like. We live in a one-bedroom apartment in Santa Monica. It's a shoebox. We've been living there for years. It'd be nice to screen the movie, and it on its own accord has its own impact, its own intrinsic value. And then somebody says, why don't we get Manganelli to direct this picture and actually make money? I'm $120,000 of student loans. I'm default on all of them. So it'd be nice to be able to start paying them back. And so financially, I'm just in shambles.
It certainly isn't an easy path, is it?
Well, easy, not easy. I mean, no, it's not easy, but you don't really, I don't think you really think, there's never a day where you go, oh my God, this is not easy. You know, it just doesn't, it's not that sort of, it's not quantified that way. Just sort of, I mean, yeah, there are times where it's like, fuck, we can't pay the bills. And that's when you say, holy fuck, what am I doing? Financial stress. But the work is very energizing. It keeps you going.
What would you like to see for the film? I mean, you're shooting for certain deadlines and some certain festivals and some more than others.
Sundance and Cannes. Those are the two that I would really like to partake. You know, it's a Sundance project, so it'd be nice to go home. And, you know, Redford said to me at one point, I thanked him for what he's established for filmmakers and how much of a difference it made in my life. And he said, it's not over yet. You know, it's over when you bring the film back to the festival.
Anyway, thanks. Just quick overview. Thoughts on the opening. Was anything confusing? Did anything feel left out? And would you want to see more of anything? What do you think of narration? I think it feels more organic without, but I think it could be really useful. I think we could be really clear, and I think we could just say everything we need to say. Empathize with Bob. Did you empathize with Bob during the interview? I thought it was really heartfelt and genuine and kind of touching, but I think some people could just not care. I don't know. And how would you like, or what, do you have any ideas on how the final piece could look? I was thinking maybe it could be a self-contained documentary. It could be a single piece, starting in LA, ending in Sundance, maybe with flashbacks to some of the stuff like during production and during pre-production. That just tells the story, that tells these guys' emotional arcs. And then maybe we could have some stuff, maybe we could have some interview stuff now, today, how it has affected their lives after everything, like 10 years later. If you have any thoughts, I'd love to hear them. You can comment down below on YouTube. You can tweet me. Uploads are going to be erratic. They're going to be shorter videos that are more frequent, but we haven't really thought of a schedule. So you can subscribe to YouTube to get notified there. And I'm still getting a hang of this Twitter thing, but I'm retweeting whenever I upload, so you can check it there. Thanks for watching. Please give me feedback. I think we can make something really awesome.